Alrighty. I'm gonna make sure that we are live. Okay, we are live. It would really help that they tell you that you're live before they actually do this dang on thing to you. Um, what is this about? Okay. All right. So I just wanted to make sure we're live. Let me make sure sound is good before they actually do this dang on thing. And I gotta cut off music so that Facebook doesn't cut me off. All right, so I'm going to do a crash course on Clubhouse for people because folks keep asking me questions, and I love questions, and it's so cool. But I think helping you through demonstration versus just talking or sending messages just makes more sense. So um, I know it's Christmas Eve. Welcome, everybody. And I'm not in my usual space, but if you're here, go ahead and drop a welcome or a hello or a Christmas tree or whatever. Just let me know that you're here. So let me talk about Clubhouse. I got on Zoom specifically for the point of being able to bring it up for you. So again, that you could see it. Oh man, y'all, my left hand is itching. That means something's gonna come due for payment. I just thank God that he gave me the way to do it. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and oh man, y'all, my left hand is itching. Hey Tammy. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a share right quick. Because there's a room I do want to go into. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as I possibly can make it. I'm going to give it a share with sound. I'm going to share with my air. I already have this. I'm going to share with my iPhone. Um, let's try that again. Okay, so my iPhone is here. Let me do screen mirroring. Just making sure that we find the same Wi-Fi. Am I on Wi-Fi? Uh-oh. All right, so I probably should have checked this part out first. Um, Hold on, it's looking for the Wi-Fi. Let me make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi. I am. Okay, so it should easily find it. Oops, let me try that again. Screen mirroring. Okay. If it doesn't, then I'll just do it by words, but I really wanted you to see versus hearing from me. All right, so for those of you just jumping on, what I'm doing is I'm hopefully going to be able to display to you what is going on with Clubhouse so that you guys can see it, but I'm not connecting. Oh, Zoom, come on, babe. All right, so let me go ahead and just talk about some things while I'm waiting for this to find it because I'm mirroring, looking for it, oh, you know what? Let me try the iPad because maybe the iPad will do it. And before you say anything, yes, I'm indoctrinated into the Apple life. There we are. We're going to be able to do this. I think we're going to be able to do this. There we are. So, hello, iPad. Save the day. If anything, it makes it look a little bit bigger. So, I'm going to go to Clubhouse. So, just so that you know, guys, that Clubhouse on Android is not the Clubhouse. Okay, that is a ripoff. One of the ways you know that, or a copycat, is because it says something about in-app purchases. There's no purchases inside of Clubhouse as of this date. They haven't monetized it yet, so that's not even an issue. And also, if you see this little guy right here at the bottom, he is a member of Clubhouse. So what Clubhouse does is that they highlight a member of their community. So this is actually, like I said, a member. So you will be able to find it by this. Every month they change the member. All right. So this is the only Clubhouse that we're talking about. We're not talking about that other Clubhouse. So when you open it, this is something that I guess I was on this morning. Yes, ma'am.
Mario said these are vitamins.
They are not. He just said that for you. They're just candy, babe. All right, close the door, please.
He said these are good for your bones.
They are not.
And he kept saying these are vitamins.
Okay, they're not. All right, so real quick, For people who are like, give me an invite. Why won't people give me an invite? Because we don't get lots of invites. Okay, so you see this little envelope up here? You see the envelope right there? Look what it tells you. I have no invites left. And in fact, one of the members I gave an invite hasn't used it and I can't get it back. So nobody wants to just give you an invite because they don't have them. All right. So I'm going to give you that foundation and then I'm going to give you some basics. All right. So if you guys have questions, drop the questions in there so I can make sure that I cover the questions. Um, I just think it's really interesting that a lot of people, I'm going to do my Chris Brown right here. But I think a lot of people who don't get, who are not in Clubhouse right now are like, whatever, I don't want to learn another social media, blah, 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 blah. There's literally not much to learn about Clubhouse. It's literally podcasting, but with an audience that can talk back to you. That's what it is. Or it's a podcast that you can listen to and ask questions and get clarity instead of just like, man, I wonder what they meant. You can literally raise your hand, get on stage, and ask them. Now, legally, one thing that I cannot do is I cannot go into any of these rooms and show you the rooms because that is part of the Clubhouse guidelines. All right. So I'm just going to go over this top part real quick. So if you look at the top, this is how we can find our people. Um, the amazing thing, hey OTT, I'm gonna follow you. The amazing thing about there's a couple people I need to follow about this keyword search is that by you can search by title. So if I want to find other writers, if they have it in their bio, I get to find them. So you see writers retreat. Hello girl, I do own that. Writer's Room, Writer's High, Writer's Reeve. So they have these either in their handle name, and so we can find it like that because Judith doesn't seem to have a bio, or we can find it inside of their bio, or we can find it. Well, that's it. So either username or bio. One of the smart things that I heard was to do a one-word username. I had already chosen mine by now. So somebody literally took, for instance, marketing. So their handle is at marketing. So if anybody's looking for marketing, guess what's going to happen? Let's see. Marketing. There he is, Michael Sanchez. And he is a brilliant marketer. So if y'all are able to grab a one word username, you see what happens. You are top of the line. So if I'm looking for somebody to help with marketing or I'm looking for a marketer, I can use this search to find that stuff. And so, like I said, he used it as his one handle. And then you see everybody else with the word marketing in there coming up as well. So again, it's going to go by your username. It also goes by the words in your profile. The other thing that's really awesome is we got a whole bunch of sorority people on here. I'm not one because I had life and did not get a chance to do this. So like there's a bunch of deltas, for instance. So they can search literally for the elephant and you will find by emoji people who use the elephant inside of their thing. So some people are doing it by elephant for delta, or I think they're also doing the triangle. Hold on. Wasn't there a red triangle? Yeah. So look at all these delta ladies. They're all popping up. So that's another fun thing about it is that you can search by emoji or you can search by words. You can also search by name, all right? So, and search by handle. You can search, period, right? So that is the search function, okay? Again, the envelope is where I would have invites. I don't have invites, don't ask me. But when I do have an invite, I'm gonna have a little star up there. And then when I click it, it'll tell me how many I have. This here is our calendar. So it tells us what events are coming up for us from the people we follow. Okay. I'm not part of any of these, but somebody that I follow, excuse me, is part of that, you know? Um, so that's happening, or I can open it for a whole lot more. So I want you guys to see that there is a multitude of things up here for Clubhouse. There's a room literally for everybody. And if you can't find it, you can start it. So again, if you got questions, drop them questions in there. I'll go back to those questions in just a little bit. But make sure, hey, Savannah, I was thinking about you today, girl. Happy Christmas Eve. So let me pause real quick. So B just said, I was just telling my daughter that I think I need to spend more time on the platform than I originally said I would. I ain't finna say nothing, B, but that's what I was trying to get at. But anyway, I think it will pay off in the end. It is the smartest marketing that you can do right now because people get to hear the sincerity of your voice. Then like people know my name around this platform already, and I'm like, who talking about me? One of my ears be ringing. But anyway, it's really, really good for you to be on this platform. Listen, you Android people, y'all killing me. I'm gonna take a ghetto girl break right quick. Y'all killing me. I don't do Apple. I don't do any Apple products. Okay, boo. Okay. But I'm telling you, and I'm telling you from the top and the bottom and the fullness of my heart, it doesn't make sense for you to sit and wait for it to open for everybody. That could be months down the road. But the whole point of this is, do you see how much people are clamoring to get into this thing? So when it does open up for everybody, what the heck do you think it's going to look like? You're going to be trying to be heard. Now you can create your space. It doesn't make business sense for anybody who's trying to be a business. And by business, I mean creative, author, whatever your business is, because there's nothing we're doing that's not a business. If you are trying to monetize a blog or do a podcast or have programs and courses or want to do speaking events, whatever it is that you're trying to do that is going to be some kind of money exchange or some kind of energy exchange, your behind needs to be on Clubhouse. So if you're going to sit there and tell me with your little Android that you are too sedity to go get you an iPad, I would tell you iPhone because you can do a business phone, but at least the iPad and iPads, listen, now I'm only talking to people who have ability. I'm not talking about anybody who does not have the financial ability. But I'm gonna tell you also, if you have a little financial situation, you can do what I did, go on QVC and knock your eyes out. You can go on QVC and make 5 payments and get you, or 5 or 3 payments and get you your iPad. And I love my Apple Pen. But anyway, the whole point is it's a good investment in you as well as in your business. Because listen, before I got on Clubhouse, I was experiencing business burnout. I stopped going on people's videos. I stopped looking at courses. I was frazzled because I was tired of hearing things that was antithetical to who I am as a person. I don't operate the way other people are saying to operate. When I got on Clubhouse, I didn't follow a single business person. I stayed out of rooms, business rooms, as much as I possibly can. And then I started creating spaces for me. So, writing situations where I would write, or I'll sit in on actors' rooms and ask about that, or, just feeding the soul that has been neglected in my business pursuits. Because, if you got to do all the things, there's something you're not doing. Right. So my writing has took a hit, like major. Um, so I was intentional about coming onto this platform as myself and even discovering what that really looked like. So all these people who are popping in and saying things to me or talking about me, they're talking about me. They're not talking about this thing that I curated about, like, listen, it's legit me. And then the things that they're seeing in me, I'm like, wait, hold on, that's me too? Okay, maybe it is. All right. So I just wanted to talk about that. Yeah, be like, there are some coaches that I follow, I don't follow at all on here. And some of people who are my Facebook friends, I wasn't following either because I don't want to see all the business courses on my room. I posted a couple weeks ago on Facebook, here on Facebook, I said, do you ever stop talking about business? And just about everybody said no. And I'm over here thinking, well, damn, you need to get a life because there's more to life than just business. Like, really, there really is. Um, Let me get off my soapbox, but I'm going to back up. Um, Let me tell you, people keep talking about, go, can you look at my bio? Like, I literally got messages on Instagram, Facebook. Look at my bio, look at my bio. I'm like, y'all, like, I went to Mario Armstrong. He's the bio king on here right now. He has he opens a room where he talks about it. And I sat there and I just kept rewriting. And then finally I was like, can you take a look at it? Because he does those, he does bio audits. And I'll give you some of the things that he said need to be in bios in just a second, if you can remind me. And and I'll go back to that so that I can give you at least the pointers that he said, because I did have him check my bio, so that was good. Um, you need me? Okay. So where am I? All right. So I was showing you that there's all these rooms. So I'm hearing some really bad things from people. They're like, it's only black people on here. Well, is that all you're following? But also know this: black people have been clamoring for a space to talk and to be heard. So yeah, they're on here. There's no gatekeeper here right now, other than the invite situation and the Apple phone situation. So what's happening is a lot of people are being elevated to where they actually need it to be, which is authentic to them, as opposed to trying to curate all this fake stuff. I was gonna cuss, but it's no. Let me instead of trying to curate all the fake shit for all these different social media platforms. Like I'm really over social media. For the most part, I was for the most part because there's just so much inauthenticity, and that's something I truly value is authentic connection, which is the name of my course that's coming out in January. Um, but anyway, that's like what I really value. That's a high value for me is authenticity and integrity. And a lot of people in these spaces have not been operating in authenticity and integrity. So what's happening with Clubhouse and why it's becoming addictive is because most people have been operating with authenticity, with compassion, with generosity, as well as with integrity. Now, that Facebook mindset is starting to creep in here because a lot of people are trying to just be heard instead of, the give and take of conversation and collaboration. So I'm a little piqued by that, especially all these little giveaways and these little selling of your invites. That means you don't know the people and you need to be way more intentional about how you're inviting people in this limited space. Otherwise, those people who have the means to just pay or the means to just win an invite can wait for the door to open, or they can go ahead and make some real relationships because it's my relationship that got me on this platform. And it's my relationships that had me reaching out to certain people and pulling them on this platform. And it's because of these relationships, because I was very intentional in my invites, um, that I got all these messages this week from these people thanking me. They're like, thank you for telling me about the platform, or thank you for bringing me up on the platform. People who have been before wallflowers in social media because of the inauthenticity and the all this stuff that was existing in Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and blah 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 blah, like all those different places. They're now thanking me because they found voice. Like it's incredible. A friend of mine like finished a book she's been putting off forever, and she just got that book finished. Um, so what I'm just saying about that is be more intentional, like seriously, and create relationships. That is like the biggest thing about this platform is the relationships that are being created, the collaborations. Like I just had a conversation with this woman who has sponsorships from, just some major platforms, and we're talking about my Unmute Her conference in October, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to bring those sponsorships along with me to do that portion, that fashion designing portion, fashion." Show portion of the thing. And I'm like, thank you, God. Like the whole time I'm on this platform, I'm just like thanking God, like for real. Like, thank you. And my friend Shayna, because she brought me on. What? All right. So relationships. That was my word of 2020. Like that was the phrase that I had of 2020. 2019 for me was trust and believe, and that still bled over into 2020. But my word this year was relationships, and relationships are literally what saved my mental health this year. From the cupcakes I created back in April to check on my friends and make sure nobody dies from COVID, just to have that mental health and that women's platform of speaking every Sunday, of talking about the things that bother us and the things that we love and celebrating each other. And, like that was a relationship I did not have prior to 2020. And because I was able to bring people together, they're now having relationships. So relationship of 2020 was my word. And that's the thing that I saw the minute I got on this Clubhouse platform was the ability to create real and genuine relationships. And I say those as two separate words. Like people are like sliding my DM and I'm like, bet I'm doing it because it's a real invitation. It's not like an LA invitation. They're like, yeah, whenever you're in town. Honey, I'm in your thing right now. You know what I mean? Um, right, V? Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, girl. No, no, no. My bio is based off of Mario. I listened. So I'm gonna tell you what he taught me, and then whatever. So as you can see, these are the room. Okay, so that's where I was going. So somebody was like, I only see black people. Somebody was like, I only see ratchet. And what you don't understand is for people who are really on this platform, that speaks about you, not about the platform. Because if all you see are ratchet rooms, and if all you're seeing is just black people, that means you are limited in your relationships. I follow. Listen, I don't mind the fact that I have 571 follows because why? Because it opens me up to more rooms. It opens me up to different things, right? So, anyway, getting back to that. So, as you guys can see, there are different types of rooms here. um, that's nice. Okay. So there's different types of rooms here. You got actors, you got SEO. I was in there today. Like if you saw, she's still going, guys. I don't know when I made that post about the eggs, milk, and bread. She's the one, Tompkins. She's holding a challenge next week. Guess what I did? I went and signed up for a challenge. I never met this woman before Clubhouse, but because she's delivering value, I went into her Instagram and then I went and signed up for a challenge because I want to see how it operates next week. So she's teaching SEO next week. So I was in there like 2 hours ago. That's the other thing, guys. People who never had time before got time now. All right. And then they're giving it. And she wasn't like, oh, go buy my course. Oh, go buy my book. She was answering those questions. I asked like 5 different questions. I started out with 2, and then I had follow-ups. And she was so giving that she answered them. Okay. So that's Aquila. So that's a room I was in earlier. Then I was also in this room, Gen Z entrepreneurship. My initial thought was, I ain't Gen Z. But I went in, I listened, I heard what the conversation was, and then I gave my piece. Y'all can see somebody you know there. Hey, Farida. So um, fast track to millionaire status. All right, cool. Um, Black in leadership, how to negotiate a salary. All right, cool. Diversity AMA, whoever that is, I don't know. But I would get to know them if I went into that room. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Your access is wide open. Look at this. Get ready for yourself in business 2021. Seat at the table, women in sports. So this is a women in sports meetup, bro. I would probably just go in and listen because I don't I'm not part of this industry. I would just go listen. But that's okay to listen. And then I might ask questions because I'm writing a screenplay in which I have a female sports agent in a male dominated world. So I might want to pick somebody's brain and ask them. And the thing is, they will talk. They will talk. All right. So look at these little rooms. If we're being honest, let me tell you something also. See, in regular social media, little numbers tends to mean little impact. In Clubhouse, it does not. If you saw that picture I had earlier today, it was just me and another woman. That's it. And we were just talking. And it was a random time, and I actually didn't post my room ahead of time. I just did it. So anyway, and the connection and the collaboration, excuse me, that came out of that was like amazing. Okay. So don't let these little numbers fool you. You don't need to be in a room with big numbers because guess what actually happens? Sometimes you get lost. Sometimes you get lost. But the other delicious thing about a big room is if you raise your hand and you're brought on stage to ask your question, I'll teach you about asking questions in a second. But if you raise your hand and ask that question, what people are doing, they're going to your profile and they are following you. And some of them are going even further on Instagram and they are following you on Instagram. Because one of the other things that's really delicious about Clubhouse is that there is no verified users. There's no check signs, there's nothing. Now there's people that you know. You might be, oh my God, I know you. And then there's people who are on stages, but they are not necessarily the most important person in the room. And so it really is about conversation. When they come on and they act like they're the most important person in the room, those are the people I don't really deal with because it really is a conversation. So anyway, so how to grow your following. Of course, those things are happening. Hey, B, I see you. 90s R&B, today's R&B. So there's something for everybody. UX designers, that's definitely not my world. But guess what? It's a world for somebody. This is the one that I was going to go to, introducing my podcast to CH. I wanted to see how she makes that work because she's a big mover shaker on here. But also, like, there was a description to her room, and the description of her room was like, also tell me about your podcast. So it's not just, hey, it's me. It's also tell me about you. And that's what's really fantastic about Clubhouse. All right, don't be a sucker this Christmas. So here's some of your ratchetness a little bit. And sometimes, guys, the ratchet ain't really ratchet. It's just how they deliver. Okay. So I'm just showing you those things, why you need a manager. And the great thing about this too is that it is a platform for every single age. As I said, I was in a Gen Z room with my 41-year-old self, talking. And then another time, it's just don't be condescending to young people at all. Like you can't do that because they're running things. All right. So anyway, so this is what I'm just showing you is that there's a topic for everybody, and it really is based off of you. Okay. So if somebody's telling you it's ghetto, they're talking about them. They're talking about themselves. If somebody's saying it's just black people, then they're talking about themselves. They don't have relationships with white people. I do. So when somebody says that, they are really talking about themselves. So you have deep rooms, you have non-deep rooms. So you have all kinds of rooms, and that's what I wanted to show you. So that was the calendar, right? Um, the other great thing about this is you can also find your own events. So I do have some things coming up, or some things that I was made a moderator of, and I didn't know I was going to be one. Hello, Yolanda. Um, but like for instance, this is my setup for tomorrow, Sunday. So I have a counselor chat with Yolanda's group, and then at 5 p.m. I'm moderating with Camille in her human design room. Then I'm gonna start walking through my writer's course for writing a book again, on at 7 o'clock. And people might be like, well, how are you going to monetize that? Well, like I said, it's broken down into parts. And if you are not on here and you miss part one, but you show up for part two, you might want part one. So guess what I'm going to do? Hey, I have a coupon code just for Clubhouse members. If you go to this website, you can go ahead and download the whole course with the replays and the workbooks. Because guess what? We don't have on Clubhouse. We don't have any place to share workbooks or anything like that. So if you want those and you really want to write your book in 2021, let's go ahead and get started, because you can do it here. If you show up every day and you're taking notes every day, cool. You're a cool person. It really works. But if you come in on part three, guess what? You really want part one and part two. I have a 2020 code. Go ahead. Just for Clubhouse members, you can enter that now and grab the replays with the workbooks. And I'll even throw in a bonus video or something like that, right? So I'm doing that on Sunday, Monday. I'm trying to keep the same time to be consistent, though on New Year's Eve, I'm throwing it early because most people, well, they should not be getting together for New Year's Eve, but things happen, whatever it is. So that they'll finish my 5-day challenge or course that I have. And if they want the whole thing, they can go back and buy the thing. All right, so this is what I have coming up. This is the part that saved my soul, the right sprints. So every week I was showing up for 4 days a week for 2-hour blocks where we wrote for 25 minutes and then 5 minutes rest, 25 minutes, 5 minutes rest, using the Pomodoro, right? This is what helped me get my screenplays rewritten. This is what helped me refine myself. This is what helped me get over my burnout, because I got to breathe again in my writing. And so I needed it. And so guess what? Other people needed it too. So I'm going to keep it going. All right. So that's that thing, right? So that's my schedule right now for next week. I'm going to add some for daytime brand story things. A friend of mine suggested just do them both. Do book writing at night, do brand story in the day. So I'll do that. I'll look at that. So that's the calendar. I did want to show you how to start a room. Sorry guys, I'm working with my pen. So let's say this is a test. That's not what I said. Hold on. That is not what I said. I said test. This is a test. Oh, it's going to do it again. Whatever. Oh my God. There we go. So this is a test room, right? If I had a co-host, I can add one. I don't have one. If I'm doing it today, I could do that. I'm going to go ahead and let's say 5:20, right? I'm going to open it in just a little bit so that people can see it. I have a Clubhouse. These are clubs I'm part of, but my own Clubhouse is the Storyteller Clubhouse. You apply for one of those and it takes a couple weeks to get. You have to be very active. So this is a test room recording. You have to tell people you're recording. Okay. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. B, so to walk back a little bit, B, I have a club. I have the Storyteller Club, which is what I'm showing you. but you create rooms. So I'm creating a room. This is a test room. I'm creating a room with my club. Um, but yeah, and if you have other people that you're doing it with, you add them to it, and they will see it. You know, it'll remind them, you better get your butt in here. You're moderating with me. And guys, having a moderator is fantastic because it lets you stay in the flow of your creativity. And then, oh, I didn't record this. At least it's going to Facebook. I can download the recording. Oh, because I was going to go ahead and put this up on my, what do you call it? My YouTube page. So anyway, that is essentially, I think that's all I was saying about this. So I'm going to show you how this goes. So this is a new room. It's 5:20. I'm going to go ahead and open it. So it gives you the chance to tweet it out, which is really dope. No, you don't have to have a club before you start a room. You have to be doing rooms before you can get a club. They need to know that you're active. So I can share it here on Facebook, and I'll go ahead and do that so you guys see it. Testing. I'm in love with the Apple Pen, I swear. So I'm going to go ahead and share it to Facebook. Hello. I can tweet it. Oh, wait, do I have Twitter set up on here? I don't even know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tweet it and go back to Clubhouse. I can copy the link and send it to somebody. I can add it to my calendar if this was ahead of time. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and start the room. So you see what it says? Heads up, sharing recordings without the speaker's permission violates the community's guidelines and will result in suspension. Thank you. So that's why I can't show you anybody else's room. That's why I'm showing you my room, okay? Thank you. So this is only my room. And so I'm showing you how that goes. When you're ready to end the room, you would click end room, and they make sure that you want to end it because they make you do it twice. All right, so real quick. This little star means that I'm the moderator. It doesn't mean that I started the room. It means I'm the moderator. And since I'm the only one in here, that makes me the moderator. All right. Before we go forward, let me answer questions. Okay, how far am I going? Yeah, I'll pull up your bio in a second. Cheryl Moses, avoiding the biz peeps. Your bio is the bomb. That's why. That's a good thing. I don't know what that's a good thing about you. Noticing that too. Relationships are everything. Yes, they are. That was my word for 2021. Hey, girl. Thank you for your encouragement. I followed Mario and I'm gathering tips for creating my bio. LaShawn, you best hook up with Yolanda, both of y'all, into a room. All right. So B said, yes, because you can listen. Yeah, this is what's really great about it. This is what's really great about it. Now, look, I got a little fancy for y'all. I had to add some dimension to the room. So I grabbed some pillars. I threw them back there. I did this right here, you know, just to give some dimension to the room because it was all gray back there. But I had to do a setup for the room, for this room, for Zoom. But for to actually sit here, you see what I had to do with here? I just like popped on and came in. Hopefully nobody comes in because I'm just doing a test room, but it will show up on their hallway, so they would see it, especially people who are members of the Storyteller Club. So that's what I'm saying is that you are the moderator, and this is what we all do in every single room. We click on people's faces so that we see this. Okay, so here's your bio lesson real quick. So you guys see, this is kind of like how you do your landing pages, how you have to make sure something's above the fold. So we're going to call this above the fold because you see it says at the bottom, view full profile. So your profile needs to be, your bio, like the juice of your bio needs to be at the top. So kind of modeling what Mario did, and maybe I'll pull him up so we can see his thing. Yeah, B, you are helping so many people. And if we had what you're saying when we were young, I think we'd be freer too. But anyway, so this is the juice of my bio at the beginning. If people want to learn more about me, and that's why you're using these first 3 lines, if people want to know more about me, then they'll click the full profile. Okay, so I put, I'm a sexual assault survivor who lost her voice, turned TEDx speaker, so that tells you I found my voice, who shows you how to use the power of story to align what? Now I'm curious, right? To align your brand, okay? And then I give what else I am around story. None of your bio is clickable. So remember that, okay? I put my mantra, so that tells you what I believe, and then the verse that my mom speaks over my life, which is Jeremiah 29:11. I put who I am. I'm a lover of all things story. I put biz again. Hold on. I put biz again, former educator turned transformer of lives. And then what does that mean? That I guide entrepreneurs through this thing. I was having open call. I actually don't need this anymore. So I do need to take that out. Man. Okay. I'm on my pen, so I'm not going to do that now. Man. My pen is just whack. Okay. So anyway, again, your links aren't clickable. Okay. So the reason I put this review here about my screenplay is because there are directors and producers and people who are money shakers on here. So when you read in my bio and you're finding things, you're going to be like, ooh, let me find out. Okay. So then I put my TEDx talks. Again, the links aren't clickable. Okay. So I tried to make them short so that they're easy to find. Again, my book links aren't clickable. Okay. So what you might want to do is like not a link tree, because Linktree does not allow you to use pixels and stuff. And the traffic goes to them, or people are doing Canva link pages, so they're using Canva. It's the same deal, but all the links go back to like their websites or wherever they can actually use a pixel. So that, and then I threw in the fun stuff about me. I put it at the bottom in case nobody wants to read, okay? But if you still read, and then, you learn something about me. I'm a goofball extraordinaire, a do-over mom. I'm super powered by ADHD. I'm a projector, human design. I love Christmas romance movies. So I'm a Christmas romance movie junkie, a passport holder, and then everything about my alumni, my alma mater, and then Matthew, because I'm a big believer in that talent story. I put my location because people do search by location too. So that's a big thing as well. Put what my storyteller Clubhouse is. I put what I value. You don't have to put all these things. You really don't. There have been some really good bios that don't include all those things. I thought this would be tacky, but apparently it's not. It's like sometimes when people hear gems from you, they just want to drop a blessing. So if you want to be a blessing, be a blessing. Here's my Cash App. And then I tell people that you can work with me. So I give an email if they want to do an email, and then I give my 2 social media platforms. This is what you want to do. If you don't have a Twitter and you don't have an Instagram, go get one. Don't ever have your bio without those links, because this is where the conversations really happen, is off the app. They go to your Instagram. I hated Instagram before here. Okay. I hated Instagram before here. And depending on what room I'm in is which Instagram I put. So like this is my acting, writing, whatever Instagram. And then I put that I have another one. And then this is a link to the training that I'm doing on Monday about storytelling. So about business storytelling. And so whatever. Don't go by my Instagram, because like I said, I hated it. So I never put really any real thought into it. This one I tried to, hold on. This one I tried to put thought into, and I really sucked at it. So I just took the bio that I made on Clubhouse and put it right there. But anyway, there are excellent people who will teach you all about that. But the whole point of this is that there is conversation happening in the DMs. I have never had my DMs so popping before. Because one, I keep forgetting to even check them because I'm not a DM person, to be honest. And y'all know that because I always tell y'all on Facebook, stay off my DMs. But in Instagram, like at least I know this is for like a reason. Like I got 7 requests over here. I'm telling you, I really suck at checking DMs. I got 7 requests over here that I still haven't checked. Imposter syndrome does kick in because this lady right here, the creatress, 4 weeks ago, she sent me a message. She was like, yeah, go ahead and apply to be on my stage. I'm so ashamed right now. That was 4 weeks ago. I kept going, I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. Imposter syndrome kicked my ass on that one. I'm still going to do it if it's still open. I'll do it. I'll do it today. I'll do it today. That'll be my Christmas present to myself to stop being a fucking procrastinator. Excuse my language. All right. Anyway, so that's that. Back to Clubhouse. So definitely make sure you connect. If you don't have these things, get them. Okay. Nobody cares how, well, truthfully, nobody cares how active you are on them necessarily. They just need a way to connect with you. Okay. So if you don't have a Twitter, just get a Twitter. Because some people prefer Twitter for DMs and some people prefer Instagram for DMs. And some people who don't want DMs, they'll give you the email. It might not be on their bio, but they'll just give it to you in the room. Like, listen, big people are giving you their email. Like, yeah, email me directly, but put in the subject line, and you're doing it respectfully. Okay. Don't be some ghetto thirsty behind person in their DMs. Like, be respectful. All right. So hold on. Let me go catch questions real quick. Thank you for the encouragement. Yes, because you can listen. Yeah, the podcast style of this really works, but I'm gonna tell you, never be a wallflower. Okay. Get in, fill the room. If there's gems dropping, grab them, write them down, but come up with a question. If the hand raising ability is open, come up with a question. Oh my God, I'm still here. I forgot. Okay. Um, Come up with one, because what you're going to do is you're going to position yourself with value and then ask your question. Or if there's a question that you're answering, you're going to position yourself with value, then answer the question. Okay. So for instance, if I'm going to go to a room real quick to show you. If we're talking about um, introducing myself on this app makes me nervous, right? So let's say that's a topic, right? Well, it is a topic. So let's say we were in there, and so they're saying that this makes me nervous. I might have a tip that I want to give for this thing, right? And so what I'm going to do first is position myself and then make sure that I'm answering the topic and staying on topic. And also, if somebody spoke, acknowledge what they spoke, bro. Like, I'm so tired of people like, okay, and my question is, but you didn't even acknowledge the person who just spoke. Like, and what I mean by that is they might have said something and you need to let people know that they've been heard. So you can say, I totally get that. And so okay, so it's like I acknowledged you and now I'm going to move to this. That's fine. But other people are just like, okay, my turn. And it's like, no, baby, y'all don't know how to do this relationship thing. Y'all don't know how to talk. All right. But anyway, hold on. I don't know what you agreed to, B. Okay, so if it was like I'm introducing myself and this app makes me nervous, so I would go in like, hey guys, so I'm Shaniqua, a two-time TEDx speaker. Like, storytelling is my life, and so is kind of speaking for a living. However, when I'm off the camera or off the stage, like I really struggle with speaking up. I'm more of an observer of life. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you is that like this app is like an open invitation for you, and so you don't necessarily have to be nervous about speaking. All you have to do is just have something of value to add, whether it's the kind of question that you're asking because somebody else has that question too, or it's the kind of gems that you're dropping. Y'all see that? Like, I position myself first. Okay. Or I could say, yeah, like, and I totally help people like connect their stories to their products and their clients so that, they can make greater impact. And I'm finding that this app is a great place to do just that. So you don't necessarily have to be nervous on this app. Just introduce what makes you you. So I position myself, I answer the question. Or if I'm going to ask a question, after I say that, then I can go, and so my question is, like I do that for a living. And my question is that when I'm jumping on these new platforms, what do you think would be the best way that I could deliver that value so that people will become engaged with my content or something like that? But the whole thing is deliver value first, then position. Position to the question, the ask, or the answer. Okay, so hold on. Wait. Okay, back up. Um, yeah, you can listen while cooking. Okay, thanks so much for this. Should we work on creating a good room name? Okay, Sherry. It's so weird. It's like, it's really, I can't answer that one because listen, come sit on Santa's lap. What do you want for Christmas? Yulia is a producer or somebody. But she has her things too. Christmas isn't Christ's birthday, it's Tammuz's. I guess it's somebody interesting. K-pop. Fan club. All right, I'm coming in because I'm a K-pop anime. And then on top of that, Black people are so interested to find other Black people who are into this stuff, right? Um, Let me show you a big one. What's a big room? Some of our girls are doing a room right now. So Actors Connect is a big room. Actors Connect is something that she did consistently. Okay, so consistency is really rewarded here. So every time they do a room, they're doing Actors Connect, and then blah 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 blah. Actors Connect, then blah 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 blah. So they've been very consistent. So they've had big time people hopping up in here, like Ava DuVernay and stuff like that. Um, let's talk Gen Z and entrepreneurship. So your titles are what are we talking about? Or your titles are what are we not talking about? Like it's really like you and your interests. So this is one of those test moments where if you leave a room open and in 10 minutes you don't have anybody, close it, change the title, do it again. Um, a Marketers Lounge, that's our girls. So there's Stacy Moore, there's Anisha, there's Jay, there's Wendy, there's Julianne. So they have that going on. She's waiting to open her club, like she applied for her club. So when her club is open, it's called a Marketers Lounge. So for right now, she can put that as her title for her room until the club is open. And when the club is open, she doesn't need to put that as a title anymore because y'all see the little clubhouse right here, because that will then cover that part. So she never has to put it as a title again once it's in her club. So this one, straight up what we're doing, creating content that attracts in 2021, straight up what we're doing. So really it's about what am I going to get out of this when I step into your room? Other people are just chilling and they just want to chill. So they make up, weird titles, but fast track millionaire steps to get the next level. If that's something you want to keep ingesting and, all these money things, just like on regular social media platform, all these money things still attract people. Okay. But when you get those people in your circle, value, value, value. Um, this is a community club. So this is one that is recommended for everybody to join because this dude, Ed, he's considered the mayor of Clubhouse. So he's basically gotten his notoriety on Clubhouse for welcoming everybody and being part of every single club. So he's really dope like that. And he obviously has value, but he's really dope. Um, so as far as names are concerned, it's really what am I going to get? What am I going to get? Are we just hanging? Cool. But what am I getting out of this? Listen, I told you people were looking for it. Where are all the white people on Clubhouse? I wish I can click in because I'm really curious as to if there are any in there. And I think Lindsay is one. But people do clickbaity rooms. They really do. They do clickbaity rooms. Um, Somebody did this and it's really spoiled the way that I saw them as a person. Is they did a room for Ava DuVernay and they called it the Ava DuVernay collection or something like that. Collective. So it was supposed to be like, you know, talking about her work and whatever. It's not, it was, she didn't create it. It was just supposed to be like fans talking about her work. And then when Ava came in and Ava dropped so many jewels and she helped and it was great, this person had nerve to say, yeah, we baited you to come in. And they said it as if it meant nothing. But the word bait is negative as hell. And I lost so much respect that I actually don't go in their rooms anymore. I really don't. I lost mad respect because you don't do that. I plan on being famous one day. You did that to me, you get a cussing out. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Okay, but anyway, so that's the point. I hope that answers your question about naming it. Like, get to the point because you only got 60 characters to be perfectly honest, and they don't have to be these super juicy titles. Just what am I getting if I click in there? What are we discussing basically? Um, okay, I think I got that. Do you have to have a club? No, I did that. Create a room at a club. Okay, got it. Um, hey Gina. Do it today. We're gonna follow up. What did I say I was gonna do? Y'all are like, do it. I'm like, what did I say I was gonna do? See, y'all can't play with me there. This is dope info tonight. I love Clubhouse Elf. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all, man, because I'm so sick of people. I'm so sick of people. Okay. Um, I don't know. Like, I feel hurt for Clubhouse. They be like, I don't want to go on Clubhouse. All you iPhone elitists. It's like, it's not about that, baby. It's about being a first adopter and if you had a chance to be on Facebook at the first person who started selling stuff, like one of the first persons who started selling stuff on Facebook, she was selling t-shirts. She made $1 million on Facebook. $1 million on Facebook. And this was before all these hungry ass people got on here. If you were one of the first people on Instagram and became a real influencer, you still are making your money. You're still, you hopefully learned how to monetize that thing. If you are the first adopter, you get to help set the rules and the tone. If you are going to wait for Android to get on here and maybe for it to no longer be invite only, you're going to be lost in the fighting to get heard for time, like for real. Okay, humor me. Oh yeah, so I don't know what the challenge is. LaShawn, what was the challenge I issued to you guys? I think you're ahead of the game, B. Yep. For myself, the challenge is I'm accepting and completing my bio, linking Twitter and IG. Oh, absolutely. And LaShawn, that challenge will take you all of 5 minutes. Okay. How often would you suggest that we engage with the app to be considered consistent? Um, there's some people on here like Gina Belafonte. She's really related to that Belafonte. She only hosts one room a week, but she does jump on others, as a listener or as a speaker or even as a moderator. So you do want to be consistent, especially if you're trying to carve your space with a Clubhouse, because they're really tightening up on Clubhouses now on people getting them. And it really is, I'm gonna show you. Y'all have to bear with me. I have ADHD. So I'm just changing directions real quick. Okay, so this FAQ center is really good. So here's a question right here. How can I start a club? Okay, so it says right here, it's still an experimental, okay? And it's one club per user. And it's at given the volume of a request, because guys, they exploded. When I first got on here, they only had 80,000 users. 80,000 users each get an invite or two or three, because I had three, my first set of invites. They're exponentially growing. So you only get one club per user. And then they're only approving so much. So the